Every single hour, deep inside a government facility in Washington, D.C., machines roar to life. Sheets of paper are pressed, cut, and transformed into dollars, more than 500 million every single day. But here's the shocking truth. That's only a tiny fraction of the money that exists. Most of the money in our world today doesn't come from printing presses. It doesn't even exist in physical form. It's created with a keystroke, out of thin air. How did we get here? How did human civilization move from trading cattle to a system where trillions of digital dollars appear and vanish in an endless cycle of debt? This is the untold story of money, how it was invented, how it works, and why it controls our lives more than anything else. This is today's bold chapter. Every life is a story, but some are unbelievable. This is Bold Chapter. Chapter 1, Before Money, the Age of Barter. Picture a farmer thousands of years ago. He needs a tool to plough his fields, so he visits the village toolmaker. But he has no coins, no cash, nothing that resembles what we call money. Instead, he offers a promise. I'll pay you back later with food from my harvest. The toolmaker agrees because he trusts the farmer. Trust was the first form of currency. But trust is fragile. What if the farmer breaks his word? What if the harvest fails? To solve this, people began using everyday goods that had clear value: cattle, grain, and even salt. Salt was so valuable, it gave birth to the word salary. The problem? These items were bulky, difficult to store, and sometimes spoiled. Trade was limited by the physical weight of value. Civilizations needed something better. Chapter 2. The Rise of Coins and the Power of Gold. Then came the metals that would change history: gold and silver. They were rare, beautiful, and durable. They didn't rot like grain or die like cattle. One small coin could hold enormous value. For the first time, trade stretched across continents. Chinese silk, Indian spices, and Roman wine could be exchanged for the same universal medium: gold and silver. Empires rose on the strength of these metals. Armies marched, cities were built, and kingdoms collapsed, all measured in gold. But carrying large amounts of coins was dangerous. Roads were filled with bandits. Ships sank with treasure on board. People began asking, isn't there an easier way to trade? Chapter 3. The Birth of Paper Money and Early Banking. The solution appeared in 17th century London. Goldsmiths, who already guarded gold in secure vaults, began issuing paper notes, receipts that proved how much gold a person had stored. At first, these notes were just claims. But soon, people realized they could trade the notes themselves. Why carry heavy coins when a simple piece of paper was as good as gold? The goldsmiths then made a discovery that would transform the world. Most customers never came to collect their gold at the same time. So goldsmiths started issuing more notes than gold they had. They were lending money that didn't exist. And it worked. For every loan they issued, more money entered the economy. Debts created wealth, and wealth created more debts. The modern banking system had been born. Hey, you're here for bold stories, and we've got plenty more coming. Smash that like button, follow us on Instagram and TikTok, and drop a comment to tell us what hit you hardest in this episode. And if you want to ride with us all the way to the top, subscribe right now. Let's make this the fastest growing channel of 2025. It's a community, and you're part of it. Chapter 4. The Invention of Debt as Fuel. Think of it this way. A goldsmith gives a loan worth 100 coins. The borrower spends those coins on food, tools, or wages. That money circulates, enriching others, even though no new gold was mined. The goldsmith waits patiently, and when the loan is repaid with interest, he is richer than before. All of this happened without creating a single new coin. Debt was no longer a burden. It became the fuel of economic growth. But this system had a hidden danger. It relied on confidence. If everyone demanded their gold back at once, the illusion would shatter. And in history, it often did, leading to bank runs, collapses, and financial chaos. Chapter 5: Modern Banks and Creating Money Out of Nothing. Fast forward to today. When you deposit money in the bank, it doesn't sit in a vault waiting for you. It becomes part of a giant pool that the bank can use to make loans. But here's the twist. When banks lend, they don't transfer your money. They create brand new money, digital numbers typed into your account. It didn't exist yesterday, it does today. Every mortgage, every car loan, every credit card swipe creates money that wasn't there before. When you repay, that money disappears, leaving behind one thing: interest, which keeps the bank alive. This is why we say money is an illusion. It's not gold, it's not paper, it's debt. Chapter 6: Debt, Inflation and the Hidden Cost. Debt makes economies grow. It builds roads, schools and skyscrapers. But debt also carries a shadow: inflation. Imagine a society producing fewer goods while banks create more money. More dollars are chasing fewer products. Prices rise, savings shrink, life becomes harder. Inflation isn't just a number on a government chart. It's the slow theft of value from your pocket. Your money buys less today than it did yesterday. Every economic boom carries the seeds of inflation. And every inflation carries the seeds of crisis. Chapter 7: The Central Banks and the Endless Cycle. Governments face the same problem as banks. They always need more money. So they issue bonds, IOUs promising to repay with interest. Banks, corporations, and even foreign countries buy these bonds. In exchange, governments get fresh money to spend. But here's the trap. Governments often spend far more than they collect in taxes. So they issue more bonds, creating more debt. And round the cycle goes. Central banks, like the Federal Reserve, act as the engine of this system. They set interest rates, decide how much money circulates, and even create new money themselves to keep economies afloat. It is a system built not on real wealth, but on trust and perpetual debt. Another chapter closed, but the story is far from over. Subscribe to Bold Chapter and never miss what's next. From farmers trading grain, to gold coins, paper notes, and now invisible digits on a screen, money has always been more than an object. It is trust. It is debt. It is a story we all agree to believe. Civilizations have risen and fallen on this story. Empires have been built on the promise of repayment. And today, every dollar in your wallet is part of that same illusion. The question is, how long can the illusion last? This was today's Bold Chapter. If this story opened your eyes, subscribe, like, and share. Because understanding money is not just about finance. It's about understanding the very foundation of our world.